Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today BREZU just filed an 8-cake announcing their IPO, and I'm seeing how they raised over $140 million. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. This filing is all about the big debut of Breeze Acquisition Corp through Y, revealing how much money they pulled in and where it is all going. So, Breeze Acquisition Corp II, that is BREZU on the stock exchange, has officially gone public. They filed what is called a Form 8-K, which is basically a report for important events that happen outside of their regular financial updates. The main event here is their initial public offering, or IPO, which happened on May 14th of 2026. They initially offered 12.5 million units of their company, but wait, there is more. Right after that, they got an extra boost. The folks who helped sell their shares, called Underwriters, bought an additional 1.5 million units because of something called an Over-Allotment option. So, in total, they ended up selling 14 million units in their IPO. Now, what exactly is a unit? It is important to understand this because these units are what people bought. Each unit is made up of two parts, one ordinary share and one. Right, the ordinary share is like a regular piece of ownership in the company. The par value for these shares is very, very small, just $0.001. The other part of the unit is a right. These rights give the holder the chance to get a fraction of another ordinary share in the future. Specifically, each right lets you get 1/5 or 15 of an ordinary share. And where are these units trading? They're listed on the Nasdaq stock market LLC, which is a major exchange, so that is a good sign for visibility. The company itself is called Breeze Acquisition Corp, the SPAC. They are what's known as a Special Purpose Acquisition Company, or SPAC. SPACs are essentially shell companies that go public to raise money with the sole purpose of acquiring or merging with an existing private company. Let's talk about the money. Each of these units was sold at $10 per unit. With 14 million units sold, this means Breeze Acquisition Corp. Hitrue brought in a massive $140 million in gross proceeds from this IPO. That is a huge amount of capital to start with, but the fundraising didn't stop there. Alongside the IPO, they also did something called a private placement. They sold an additional 470,000 units to a specific entity, Breeze Sponsor 2 LLC, at the same price of $10 per unit. This added another $4.7 million to their coffers. So between the IPO and this private sale, the company has raised a grand total of $144.7 million. That is a significant war chest for their future plans. Now, where does all this money go for SPACs? It is standard practice to put the vast majority of the IPO proceeds into a trust account, and that is exactly what Breeze Acquisition Corp Sued did. They placed a total of $144.7 million into a trust account managed by Continental Stock Transfer and Trust Company. This trust account is essentially a safeguard for the investors who bought the shares, ensuring the money is there for the intended business combination or acquisition. The filings detail the different types of securities involved. We've got the ordinary shares BREZU, which are the core pieces of ownership. Then we have the rights BREZU. These are also part of the units, and as we mentioned, give holders the potential to receive a fraction of an ordinary share. The currency used throughout these transactions is the US dollar, as you would expect for a company listing on a US exchange. And when we talk about the quantity of these securities, the unit of measurement is shares. The company has also identified itself as an emerging growth company. This means they can take advantage of certain regulatory flexibilities provided by the Jobs Act, which can help smaller companies navigate the complexities of being publicly traded. However, they did elect not to use the extended transition period for complying with new or revised financial accounting standards, meaning they will adopt new accounting rules at the same pace as other public companies. Overall, Breeze Acquisition Corp II has successfully completed its IPO, raising a substantial amount of capital. As a SPAC, the real test is yet to come finding and merging with a suitable private company. The key performance indicator for them will be the success of that future merger and the performance of the combined entity. Historically, many SPACs struggle to deliver value post-merger, so it will be interesting to watch which industry they target and how effectively they deploy this $144.7 million. The risk for investors lies in the execution of their acquisition strategy and then the operational success of the target business. That is my take. Stay decoded if you found this breakdown helpful. Give it a like, subscribe for more, and join our Discord community in the description.